Hi everyone, so today I'm going to talk about the first book of The Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. So first of all, I was a little bit skeptic about reading this book because it's another vampire book and I believe that I'm past that phase a long time ago. But anyway, I decided to read because I saw the movie in December and I wanted to read the book. So the story is actually really interesting. I thought that it was going to have a lot of romance, but actually it isn't. It is actually a story of friendship and bonding and everything else. Basically focus friendship. And I believe that is actually really important and really interesting to see because the main characters are Rose and Lisa and they share a bond. So Rose is basically almost her guardian and Lisa is part of the royals of the vampires. Well, yeah. This species is very interesting. It has nothing to do with vampirism except that they drink blood. And that is why I believe that calling them vampires is actually not the correct way to call them. Because all of the vampires in this book are actually connected with magic. They can specialize in one of the four elements, which is air, earth, fire, and water. And Lisa is actually specialized in the fifth element that no one knows about, which is spirit. And that way she can actually bring people back from the dead. So that is what happened to Rose, for example, in an accident. And Lisa can also cure diseases and can also cure broken bones, which is actually really fun. And then Rose meets Dimitri. And Dimitri is kind of a god because he's like the best guardian ever in the whole planet. And he's actually very mysterious. I mean, we know that he comes from Russia. Apparently he swears a lot in Russian. But we don't know anything else about him. And that is actually what is going to make me read the book number 2 because I want to know more about Dimitri. And Rose. Because Rose falls in love with Dimitri. But it is like, it's not love at first sight. It's nothing like that. Like, they create a bond together. And I think that is actually very interesting to see. I really like the writing style of the book. It is so fluid and it is not fast unlike the movie, because like in the movie there's always something happening, and in the book we actually get to know a little bit more about mythology and details and friendship. There's a lot of conversation between Rose and Lisa that doesn't show in the movie, so I really like that. Also, it was a good book. I mean, the chapters weren't too long. They were about 10 pages, so I could read it at night, for example, before I went to sleep. It was actually how I read the book. I read the book before I went to bed, and it took me a while because I was with a reading slump before this book. So I really advise you to read it because it is not too long, and even though it says Vampire Academy, it actually doesn't have anything to do with vampires. So, yeah. I'm going to read the second book because I really like the writing style and I want to know what's going to happen next. Because apparently the way that Richelle writes the story, it is almost like a mystery. You know that something is happening, but you never know what for and who is doing that. So I really like that. And also the friendship between Rose and Lisa, it makes me want to read the second book. I'm Teresa, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!